Kisses on the Heart from Zada-the-mouse. Speechless. Today you will enjoy my company with some the short story of the behind the scenes of how using the law of attraction, how did I get to have an editor? Because you know, it's actually a long story that I will make short. So let's start from the beginning. Zada-the-mouse has always been a working person. I always did what I knew was inside me to be chiseled and put to fruit for my and everyone's joy. I always knew what I had valuable within my being, and this is I am very grateful for this. Actively, daily, very grateful, because I notice around me people who do not have clarity, okay? And this is priceless because it is very it confounds us when we don't know what should I do, what am I here about. And we do things. I see young people around me who are 40, 50 years of life, and they work in a factory and they complain about their lives. So I always said, it's very easy to understand what makes you happy. When you feel happy, when you do things and you could do it forever and you never want to stop. And it's not necessarily something that doesn't make you tired, something that doesn't imply work, you know. So start from your passions. This is the beginning. And then, grateful as I am for the things I was aware of ever since I remember, this kind of gratitude made me be not only aware, but also a responsible person. And despite I never managed to publish anything, I wrote a lot. I like composing because I love music. I studied violin and canto, and I worked in these fields, but this always implied creation, expression of words and in other shapes, but creation generically. I kept writing, and I never stopped just because I couldn't find an editor, and I couldn't, and it was very strange and very frustrating once in a while. In Romania, I did a great job in learning about all the editors of books, of writings that were in the area. I won poetry contests in English as well, and I was very young. And but it seemed like something stopped me from getting to fruit. And here comes in our playground what happened, today, what happened these last months, when everything seemed out of the blue, seemed to flow harmoniously. It was not the struggle that I was used to have to do every day. Out of the blue. Yet, you know, and you were present when I first declared that my goals have changed. Do you think it's a coincidence? Do you think that somewhere along the path, along the street, something happened that switched that darn button that didn't want to switch before? Because as I told you, I made a lot of research work. I contacted in Romania, in America, the major editors, because I had written a very lovely little book for little fellows, and it was called, it still exists, and it will be published finally. Angelina the Strawberry, the little angel, and it's the story of 7 angels who come on forced vacation upon Earth. It's a lot of adventures, and it's very, very, very nice. So I contacted all these people. I knew how to do it. I did it in an organized, proper way, and yet it didn't come to a solution, to a result. Okay, we're talking many, many years. I don't seem that old, do I? So I even had a very, very good friend who had an editor, was an editor, and a very strong one in Romania. He was working with the cultural ministry, and for some reason he wanted to, he loved it. I told him the story in short. He put me in contact with the manager, his manager, who handled stories, news stories, and it was the precise area. It is a good book. You'll hear about, as I said, it will come out very soon. And yet, so the editor was right. The book is amazing. I was there doing the right things, and yet amazingly stupid things forbid me from getting to my objective, from getting this lovely story to reach the market, to reach the readers. And I will tell you what I did different from the other so many years of work this time. Because it flew, and it might seem like unimportant and so easy to you. I don't want to make it easy. It is easy because I understood the basis. Which is the basis, my dearest? We live in a universe who was created by someone. There are some rules, clear rules that guide this universe, because they created it. And who created it, thank you, wanted to make it trustworthy. He didn't want to make it a confusional universe where only he understands how we should live. It's all clear. It's all there for us. We just need to take the time to understand it. That's all it takes, my dearest. And what did I do? So that I try to make the man of the situation and be clear and short. When I decided that my objective was, okay, take to conclusions the wonderful things that I'm creating, I started out without a detailed objective. I didn't decide that I would do it by writing. Understand, I know and I can do lots of things at a very good level. And I started by enjoying my every new day, releasing the stress and remembering every day my gifts, remembering every day that she's there, remembering every day the basic structure of the world and of the rules that I can confide of me. And then, because my husband often tells me, oh, the money is over. And I got used to contradict him, although I love him very much. I like his sharpness, but when he says a stupid thing, I learned not to let it be. Because if it is not true, and if he starts if he really gets to believe it deeply, he will act like an incompetent. Okay, so I said, no, that's not true. Honey, think about it. They do not retire money from people from the market. If you don't see money around, it means there's something wrong with what you do. Okay, an entire area is suffering the lack. That means in the group mind there's a problem, and they do not manage to make the money flow around here. So the concept clear. That's not true. They're not burning money on the street so that there's no more money. It means that you can see it, and your limits about how to make money takes you to this conclusion, and it's also it's basically bad for you, getting to this conclusion and making it a belief. Okay, let's close the phrase dot. And this is about the same topic we can use for health. I'm sick. Yes, but you're also healthy. Every now and then feel that side of you that's healthy. And I repeat, as I did before in the past, I am not talking about clinic cases, but know that good is contagious. Well-being brings more well-being in the body as well. I can identify in people I see in a flash the things they do wrong and the reasons why they complain about their health. I have clearness. I can tell that someone doesn't breathe properly. I can see on the skin and on the way he walks that he doesn't hydrate. And there are concrete things that we don't do and then complain about health. Basic, tremendously important things that we think, because they're so simple, have no relevance for our health. I'm divagating. Let me come back to writing. So, when I clear out my gifts and where they come from, what I am capable of, and what the universe is capable of, I have the clearness I needed before, and I didn't know how to take it. And they seem so absurd little things, and they're tremendously dramatically important when you start doing something, because that rebuilds your faith in the gifts you have been given. And starting on a background like this and beginning to understand that you don't have to do all the work. You have to give him the credit for some things. Look at the world he's guiding. Okay, so what I did at the beginning when I decided that I would learn to reach my objective in a concrete manner was just continue my life with the conviction that all of my former work will come to fruit, and that I don't have to do so much work, because I've been working every day of my life with so much passion, and I can go on credit for a long time. Okay? That brought clarity and elasticity in the capacity of doing the things I had to do with great facility, and it isn't very easy on a physical level. When you think you have a good book, okay, and you have decided to find an editor, and out of the blue it comes because you just do a few movements, do the research you know well how to do, after clearing out what you want from that editor. I had it very clear in mind. At a certain point, I realized the most important thing I could do in this moment, positive and really in my vein, was that book about the immune system, because we just got out of the pandemic, and because I noticed people don't understand that health is their matter, and they left the responsibility of their health upon the doctor's hands. Worse, the government. Here, my body's here, always with me. Who's the responsible? Who can be that person who handles my health? Me. I just have to learn to authorize myself. So, I understood that if people, we will always be on the edge if we don't understand that we have to authorize ourselves. And then we will know and feel when something's wrong, if ever. And know how to ask for help. Professional, proper professional help. You know? Nobody's telling you to do and handle everything. They're on purpose, people who study health. But apart from that, people have to understand that if their body is always with them, the doctor can't know better. Will never be able to know all those details unless we know how to explain, at least. Okay? So that was the most important thing I could do, and I like that idea. Okay? I recognized it at once at the right thing. And then I thought, okay, this book is perfect because I identified the most important element and that one person should handle and learn how to handle better in life. Because there are elements, 9 elements that we already have in our lives. It is not something that will confuse your life. Simple. It's stuff that you really have to reflect about and understand how to handle better. That's all. Okay? I had this book and I was convinced it was okay. And then I found this editor, properly researched, properly negotiated. Of course, I did all the right steps when I found it, and I realized that this editor could do everything I wanted to do, because I wanted to do the digital, the paper book, and the audiobook, and there were certain criteria that I started on reflecting when I realized I had to find this editor and that the book was my first goal, okay? So, established the criteria, I let it flow again. I want this editor to be so and so and so, and I constructed a visual, hypothetic image of my editor, my ideal editor, and searching with a clear vision of what I was searching for, I found the best of the best. Believe me, and I have no doubts about it. And then they wanted me, surprise! Not only they wanted me, they were, wow, about the theme, about the way the idea was expressed. And then of course I started to make the audiobooks because I wanted to start with those. And then of course I made them all. And while I was reading, I realized I didn't like it. I realized I could do better. Not that I didn't like it. I understood that at the point where I found myself, I did not put all the order and the criteria I had within me, and of which I had clearness, in order to help people see as fast and as clear as I could see. And there was 2 days of confusion, because I said, as I was ending up the audiobooks in the studio I was, and I told the sound master, my friend Andrea, I told him, of course, I would do it completely differently today. But at this point, when I already have the editor, it's too late. And there it goes. I took 3 days to digest the whole thing, and my dearest, I started working. And this is about it. I found what I was looking for so many years in a flash, because I used the law of attraction. Because at the point when I started working on this project, my clear objective was take to fruit for me. And then, of course, everything flew and got in the right place. The pieces of the puzzle arranged by themselves. And of course, on the street, walking step by step, I understood the things I mistook before. And of course, they no longer existed when I realized where the problem was. Sweethearts, kisses on the hearts, this was the adventure of the editor, Zada.